So, where do I begin? What have I been up to these past couple years? Well, it's been crazy. Ever since the pandemic, it just seems that things have been spinning out of control. So my wife and I decided to take a cruise trip to get away from the mess of it all. So what I was saying about it being a hard year kind of goes like this. My Jeep Cherokee ended up giving out on me, so I got a nice truck. I got married to the love of my life. We bought our first house together with plans to renovate it, but sadly, the city ended up having us tear down. My best boy Archie got ran over by a car, but don't worry though, he's better than ever. And it definitely doesn't help that my grandpa passed away recently either. But hey, finally got a new job. Welcome to the corporate world, right? Life goes by so fast anymore, but there's one thing I learned, is that you can always have a good attitude about it. So for our second anniversary, we decided to go on a cruise trip. First day of being on the boat, I could already tell I could get used to this. Only time could tell what we could fit into all these next 5 days. After spending some time on the boat, we started to do some of your usual touristy cruise ship stuff. We started on our first day at Cozumel and did more of your usual cruise ship touristy stuff. While the large majority of our trip was inundated with terrible weather, we were still able to do some cool stuff, including snorkeling. Being the final day of the trip, I knew we had to do some sort of fishing. I mean, what's a vacation without fishing anyways, right? So we met up with super cool guide Will Robbins of Fly Fish Cozumel to hopefully target some inshore saltwater species such as permit, snook, tarpon, bonefish, you name it.
Been maybe 7 years.
How did you end up here?
Originally I moved to Belize.
Okay.
So I was in Belize for like 3.5 years or so.
Like just hopped across the bay there.
Well, I came from the UK down, right?
Yeah.
So I was running a fishing lodge for a couple of years in Belize, and then kind of getting my permits and whatnot, captain's license. It's a trade-off, right? Because I come here to work all the time, so you know it's an 1.5-hour drive to Mahwah, which is a bit of a drive.
So where you are going is flat.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
like we can do. I either do 2 trips. I do the wade fishing or do the skiff stuff.
Yeah.
The wade fishing is very weather dependent. Like a day like today, it'd be really rough.
Yeah.
But you can't
see in the water very well.
Exactly, right? And you can't really move around that much. But in the skiff, you got way more options.
One restaurant.
One maybe.
I guess a lot of places, I guess it's changed because when I...
It was super cool to find out we were actually going to drive down and fish Ishglok, which was on my bucket list.
I'm sure a lot's changed, especially since...
While this town isn't much to look at, the economy majorly runs off of fishing and fishing-related services. So, with the average person making only about $10 a day, I definitely wouldn't mind helping out the economy.
Well, we are finally in Ishglok. So, small little town.
It stinks.
Stinks so bad, but I just want to smell like fish, so.
What you see out in front of us with the waves breaking, that is called the Mesoamerican Barrier Reef. You can just about see it because the waves are breaking over it. But like, you know, I think that everyone has an approach differently. Yeah. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that's gonna fly in wide open and then, you know, shut off right on the flat and, you know, hold on to fish that are already scared. Like, I like to pole around and be quiet and set something up. I'd rather fish 3 flats all day, and it takes me an hour to set up on each flat.
Yeah.
But you know, you get quality shots, then kind of run to 10 flats and run all over the fish, you know.
The plan was to drive from Mahahual to Ishglok, unlaunch the boat, drive through the canal to Cozumel Bay and to our secret spot, hopefully target some tailing permit and bonefish.
Shoot that. That's sorted.
So we started the day off chasing some permit around the bay, and my eyes were never really trained to see a permit before, so this was definitely a new learning curve for me. We were finally able to locate some nervous water, and that eventually turned into some tailing fish and a couple schools of permit. That feeling you get when you feel resistance at the end of your line can be heart-stopping sometimes, but in this case, ended up just being seaweed. These schools of permit were playing tricks on us, and were drawing us farther and farther away from the boat,
So,
leaving my
I'm not
life
sure if you can see that little dot like right there. So, I'm not really sure if the anchor is holding down or not. But this is about how far away I am. Hopefully everything goes good out there because I do not know how to drive this boat.
We were finally able to close in on a couple permit and get good shots, making this one of the most intense moments of my life.
Got loose again.
Well,
10 made it safely, guys.
Made it safely.
They made it
Got
back.
some good shots at some perms.
You did?
Yeah. They just, I think my first cast or second cast was maybe a bite. I don't know. Something like that. But potentially a bite.
Potentially. We're not gonna say maybe.
Potentially a bite. So, I hear that's actually pretty good, even if you don't catch anything. But the day's not over, so.
With no luck hooking up to any permit, we decided to hop on over to the next flat in search of bonefish. It didn't take long before I was able to spot my first bonefish, and I decided to take a couple casts at it. Camera at the moment, but I was still able to get a good picture. We stumbled into about a 60 fish school of bonefish, which was quite remarkable to see. I thought I lost it at the moment.
Oh, what? Beautiful. Wait, let it sit. Let it sit. Fish it.
There's a bunch of them. I mean, I think that's what I'm seeing. Whoa.
Is it critter chasing down? Should be. Okay, we're gonna make it under and that. Good. Wait, don't move it. Fish it. You can stay on here, see the little weight though? Yeah, right back up in there. Fish it. Keep fishing. You done it? Got him. Oh. Feel a better one. Good job. Woo! Don't go too much further forward because you're going to sink. Yeah, you're right. You're very deep. It's a pretty muddy flat hole. I'm off it. I went too deep. I'm off it.
After getting my second bonefish, I decided to pass the rod on to my wife to see if she could get her first saltwater fish on the fly. And she was getting bite after bite after bite.
Got him. Good job. Good job. You're doing good. Slower. You feel him? Good job. Woo! Hey, let him take the line. Let him take the line. Let him take the line. Woo! Oh, hey, don't pull too hard. Let him run. How does that feel? They're probably bigger than mine. That's the best one. Woo!
We were able to get
Nice.
Madison's first bonefish on video, but
Good job.
I don't know, mine must have been somewhere else and got blown out video, but it's not a big deal.
There you go. Yeah, like hold them like that and just release them in the water. Then we'll get some more. There we go. Oh, you gotta keep it tight. He might still have it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, let run. If he needs to run, let run. Good job. Woo!
Gonna make a big one.
Yeah, is that a good one? Yep, let run. Woo! There you go. Yes.
My first bonefishing trip was nothing short of memorable. With time coming to a close, we had to rush back to the port so we didn't miss our ship. Boy, were we close. Drive as fast as we could back to the port.
Appreciate it.
Shake Will's hand and say goodbye, and
I'll do
make
right.
sure we didn't miss our ship.
Sorry, Americans don't care, I don't guess. Ship's about to leave us.
Overall, what was my conclusion about the cruise ship? Well, in all honesty, it was subpar. I mean, every day we were faced with terrible weather. The cruise ship itself was pretty small and crammed. Not a lot of activities to do. Obviously a rush day getting to our guide. The fly fishing itself was a blast, but it just all seemed a little rushed. And the great thing about that is it's okay. It's okay for things to not always go like you planned. I mean, my last 2 years definitely haven't gone as planned at all. And that's the beauty of life. We took this trip as a break from all the hardships of life, and it was just that. It wasn't amazing. Like I said, the fly fishing was great, but it was a break, and I feel like everyone needs to have one. If your break doesn't go as planned, just grind it out every single day until you get that next one. It's gonna be alright. Life goes on, and the beautiful thing of life is how uncertain it can be.
Only love that'll never grow. It ends before it starts.
If we all had the ability to plan our life down to a T, then I can guarantee you we would underplan it every time.
Oh, where I come die for the things you own. You never let your weakness show.